Denver. If the pattern of this Western Conference semifinal stays true to the very end, then Rudy Gobert will win Game 7 on a 35-foot jumper at the buzzer to slay the defending champs. Because, why not? This series has been weird for the both of us, said Wolves center Karl Anthony Towns. We take 2 on their court, they take 2 on ours, they hold on their court in a big win, we win big on ours. Someone has to break the trend in Game 7. You would think so. The Nuggets and Wolves arrived at this point by doing what they do best, with a few unexpected twists thrown in. But this is seventh heaven. In these situations, common sense, and the better team, usually prevails. This game will reveal the truth about the teams, coaches, and players. Their decision-making and ability to deal with the urgency will ultimately determine their respective fates. Jamal Murray needs to shake Ant aches. The second-best player and designated go-to guy in the clutch for the Nuggets is dealing with a few issues. Anthony Edwards crowding him on defense, a sore elbow and calf muscle. It's hard to determine which is the greater annoyance for Murray, who fell into a deep funk in Game 6 and quite honestly hasn't been consistently superb during this series, or the entire playoffs. Murray does have this going for him. He tends to rise to the occasion. And what an occasion awaits him Sunday. In the event of a tight game, Jokic usually yields to Murray, who'll fly off screens and square up for mid-range jumpers. Just ask Anthony Davis. Well, Murray must deal with his body being pushed through a 7th game coming off a single off day, with Edwards, along with Jaden McDaniels, sticking to him like a bad rumor. In this situation, maybe Murray deserves the benefit of the doubt. But a sore elbow and a determined Edwards, this will be a close call. I just gotta get better and be ready for Sunday, he said. That being said, Cat on Joker will impact the outcome. This game probably won't be close late in the 4th quarter if Jokic does Jokic things for 3.5 quarters, meaning being an offensive force by shooting and passing. When that happens, the Nuggets usually hold the upper hand, and last year the Larry O'Brien trophy as well. But Towns has done a credible job on Jokic in this series, or as decent as anyone can possibly do. Towns brings a bigger body than Gobert, and seems to be smart about when to get physical and when to steer clear of the referee's whistle. This is what the Wolves had in mind when they swung the Gobert trade a few years ago, giving them a pair of bigs who can create matchup issues for the other team, even a team like Denver, especially Denver. With Towns crowding Jokic and Gobert acting as a free safety who roams the paint and applies help when needed, the Wolves provide the best defense against Jokic by anyone not named Joel Embiid. Keep in mind that Jokic, over his past 4 postseason series, dismantled Anthony Davis twice and Bam Adebayo. If Minnesota doesn't stop him, then no one will this postseason. Ant seems built for this. Young superstars in the making are so busy carving out a reputation for themselves that they don't notice what they're up against. I've never been in a Game 7, Edwards said. That doesn't mean Edwards won't be prepared for a Game 7. And the smart money says the bright lights will mean nothing to him. That has been the case throughout this postseason. Edwards chopped up the Suns and Kevin Durant in the first round. In this series, he has outplayed everyone except Jokic. Besides, his easygoing, folksy nature seems unshakable by pressure, and that is paired with the snarl he brings to the court. Expect Edwards to meet the challenge of playing the defending champs in a do-or-die on the road before a hyped crowd with the Wolves' season at stake. Anything less would be a surprise. A role player to the rescue. In these situations, it's not unusual for a player who isn't bold-faced on the marquee to throw the game for a loop by making a play or two to decide the outcome. So, who are the nominees? Let's start with McDaniels, whose defense is causing headaches for the Nuggets. The Wolves were smart for locking him up with an extension last summer. It could be Naz Reid, winner of the Kia NBA 6th Man of the Year award, who brings a layer of defense against Jokic and drops 3-point shots. Maybe Conley, a veteran starved for a shot at a first title if his calf holds up. For the Nuggets, Christian Braun's defense at times has been a problem for Edwards. Justin Holiday has had only 1 game of significance in this series, but if he hits uncontested 3-point shots early, the Wolves must adjust. But if anything, this game craves something from Michael Porter Jr., a nearly invisible man who has scored fewer than 10 points in 3 of the last 4 games. Porter was efficient and deadly in the first round, and now the Nuggets are begging for a flashback.